he said what? These only come out through prayer and fasting. I think we've got to really, come to a place where this is the only mandate of our heart, and where we really get real with the Lord and say, God, why is humanism not moving? Thank you, Lord. And that's really where I'm at. See, I think they went up to the upper room and they knew if they didn't come out filled with power, they were dead. I believe that they recognized that they had nothing to really give. They did not have what it really took to follow Jesus all the way. And they needed an extra measure of grace. And with humanism and with Justice House of Prayer, I'm just saying, we absolutely need an extra measure of grace. I have been preaching, and I've yet to feel like I lost one debate. But I feel like I'm at Mars Hill. And I feel like I'm in my Paul moment where I'm debating with the philosophers of Mars Hill, the most brilliant men in the universe intellectually. And I feel like I'm debating with them, and I've yet to see one get saved. But then Paul goes to Ephesus, another brilliant center, but he goes in weakness and he sees an amazing move of God break out. And he goes in total brokenness and he sees an amazing move of God break out. And I believe that humanism, I have nothing to give humanism. I have nothing to give the rich of La Jolla. And I need God to show up. And I've just set my heart from now until, but I believe it is until November 1st. Imagine this. Here's the deal. And this we'll probably edit out. We might not. No. I'm almost done. The word that launched the call, there was a few words that launched the call. One was Derek Prince's book, Shaping History. But another one was, a prophetic word from Paul Cain, where stadiums would be filled for days on end with prayer and fasting, and it would break out with signs and wonders for 40 days in a stadium. Major stadiums. That was a word by Paul Cain. The glory of God would be so thick it would be visible. And this was a word of the Lord that launched Lou into the call. But the call has yet to see that be fulfilled. That was the promise. But I'm just saying, the next stadium to be filled is San Diego. The next stadium, and we're in the midst of a revival. We're in the midst of it breaking out with Todd Bentley. And he's following those same words. And they're saying this is a fulfillment. They've started to fill stadiums. And I'm just saying, what if it's all culminating in San Diego? What if it breaks out with massive... what if you get baptized with fire in San Diego and the stadium is filled with 100 to 150,000 people, and all of a sudden you don't have one Billy Graham, but you have 10,000 Billy Grahams. You don't have one Smith Wigglesworth, but you have 10,000 Smith Wigglesworths. You don't have one, Paul, but you have a whole room full of Pauls. You have people that are going out endued with power from on high. You have 150,000 people that get endued with power from on high. But I believe that it all could be culminating in San Diego. It's the last call on the map in terms of America. It's the last one that's in the plan in the plan. It's the last one right before the elections. Wow. And I believe what's happened in San Diego, we have a lot of pieces that never have happened in the call. One of which the call has been invited by the pastors of San Diego. It's never happened. So the church of San Diego is inviting the call to come. And I believe that the church of San Diego might show up. In Nashville, the word that launched the call in San Diego was Julie Myers gave a word that as it was in Nashville, so will it be in San Diego. As the stadium was filled in Nashville, so will it be in San Diego. As the eyes of the nation were on Nashville, so will they be on San Diego. God has his Chargers too, and they don't play defense, they only play offense. That was the word that launched the call in San Diego. And so if all the eyes of the nation, but the biggest heartache for me on the Call Nashville was that Nashville didn't show up for the Call Nashville. When they said, hey, Nashville, who's here from Nashville that wants, that is part of the call? And when they stood up, it was scattered to few. But what if, we said, who here is from San Diego? And 80,000 people stood up. And Nineveh showed up to repent on behalf of Nineveh. What if San Diego showed up to repent on behalf of San Diego? And then what if God saw that? And what if we started now? And another thing is we've never had a J-Hop prepare the way as much as we have in San Diego. Like, we have a group that has been praying for 3 years for it to come, preparing the way for it to come. It's never happened in the history of the call. And I just believe, and the word of the Lord was to Lou, wherever the call goes, I will establish my house of prayer. And I believe that there's been preparation like there's never been in a city for an establishing of a true justice house of prayer, like Lou's heart, a true house of prayer, unto the Lord. And I believe that it is all, like the call for me has already started. And I believe that we're in this season of just waiting on the Lord. And I believe people are going to start to come, and time will tell. But I believe people are going to start to come from all over the nation to wait on the Lord in San Diego. And I believe revival is going to break out in San Diego, possibly like it hasn't in America in a long time. And I believe, churches will be full of young people, on church floors, just like waiting on the Lord. So God, we just say, God, give us grace, God, to enter into this. God, give us grace to enter into this, waiting on you. God, make it more than just a teaching, more than just even a video teaching. God, I pray that you would show up.